pain. Play again. No. Welcome back, everyone, to Brown's Breakdowns. And yes, I do have my Christmas background music now. I hope everyone can hear it. Yeah, here we go. It's Charlie Brown in the background. I hope I don't get copyrighted. There's your Christmas music. Yeah. We have it. I hope everyone enjoys the Christmas music. I know I personally do, but let's get to the actual Browns. Christmas aside, before we actually did that, what would be great for Christmas is Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. Yes, best Christmas present you could buy, Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. Pick them up. You will not regret it, I promise. Greatest Christmas gift you can get someone. If you used it, referral code right there, we get 15%. So, totally recommend it. Now, Browns lose. Go figure. 35-14. So my predictions weren't correct. But it wasn't. It was a worse loss than it feels like it should have been. There was a lot of things that happened. It feels like it was a lot worse of a loss than any other loss. And I don't really know what made it. I know what made it worse. One, we were actually almost winning. I think it was tied at one point. Yeah, it looks like it was tied at one point. It was 14-14 at the end of the third quarter. And the Saints scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. And we lost 35-14. But that aside, which makes it painful, yes. The biggest problem was the offense and defense didn't perform that horrible. The defense wasn't great, but like looking at stats here, I mean, if we go to Jameis Winston here, right? Let's just start doing Brown stats since I'm already here. But sorry, my mic isn't working. All right, there we go. Okay, it's working now. 30 of 46, Jameis Winston, 30 of 46, 395 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a pretty good game. That's a very good game. That's not amazing. It's pretty good. Almost 400 yards and 2 touchdowns on 30 completions is quite good. It didn't feel like a good game. It didn't feel like he was able to. Again, we didn't perform very well. Even with that good game, we kept going 3 and out. We kept having these bad plays, these things. And it just felt like everything. We didn't have any turnovers either. But we had, I'll get to it in a second. It just was really bad efficiency on our 3rd and 4th downs. We had 3 4th down attempts, 10 3rd down attempts, or 13, I mean. We just couldn't convert 3rd or 4th downs, which was quite bad. Nick Chubb was 11 for 50, and Jerome Ford was 5 for 10. We didn't have a running game either. That kind of was unfortunate. Our receivers were great. Jerry Jeudy, 6 for 142 and a touchdown. David Njoku, 9 for 81. Elijah Moore, 6 for 66 and a touchdown. And Cedric Tillman, 3 for 47. Jerome Ford, 4 for 29. Jordan Akins, 1 for 19. And Jamari Thrash, 1 for 11. That's not a bad game by our receivers there. It just wasn't. It was we just couldn't get off. We couldn't stay on the field, and that was our biggest problem. Was we weren't able to stay on the field because we kept having these 3 and out situations, these 4 and out situations that were just crippling us. And then defensively, we had 1 interception from Denzel Ward, a sack from Agmani Okoronkwo. I don't know how I messed it up. I've said his name a million times. And that was the only sack and interception the Browns had. Saints, Derek Carr was 21 for 27 for 248 and 2 touchdowns. Taysom Hill was 1 for 2 for 18 yards and an interception. Taysom Hill was their leading rusher. He was insane that game. 7 for 138 and 3 touchdowns. Insane game from Taysom Hill. So I threw out the idea, what if Taysom Hill is the greatest player in NFL history. Not he's the greatest player, not position, not the greatest quarterback, not the greatest running back, the greatest player, because he's so good at just random positions. He's good at tight end. He's good at running back. He's okay at quarterback. Hasn't he played defense a few times? I mean, he's great at just random positions. And this is proof. Like, Taysom Hill is one of the best fantasy pickups you can have for your bench, because you can just sit him on there on good matchups and he'll get you like 15 or 16 points. Alvin Kamara was 16 for 67. On to receiving, Marquez Valdez-Scantling was 2 for 87 and a touchdown. He had a 71-yard touchdown. Crazy play. 8 for 50 was also Taysom Hill. So in total, he had 188 yards and 3 touchdowns. Crazy. Foster Morio, I don't know how to say his name. 3 for 50. Juwan Johnson, 3 for 30 and a touchdown. And then Alvin Kamara was 4 for 22. Defensively, they had 1 sack from Carl Granderson and 1.5 from Brian Brees and 0.5 from Chase Young, and that looks like it was it. Now, team stats will tell the story here. Browns 443 yards, 400. Wow, okay, hold on. We'll restart. Browns 447 total yards. Saints 437 total yards. The passing yards for the Browns was 377 passing yards compared to the Saints 259. Here's the real kicker. You had the Browns at a 66 on their rushing yards, and you had I'm trying to move my camera around a little bit here. I left Hemisphere Coffee Roasters up. You guys better buy it. You guys have had 7 minutes to stare at the referral code. If you didn't buy it, then I don't know what you're doing. But here's the real kicker here. The Saints had 214 rushing yards, and the Browns only had 66. 8.2 yards per play for the Saints, 6.3 for the Browns. 22 first down for the Browns, 19 for the Saints. But then the Browns here, this is another kicker. 3 for 13 on third down efficiency compared to the Saints 5 for 10. So we had about a 1-6-ish, because it would be 1/4 if it was 12. If it was 12, so it would be about 1/5-ish of a third down efficiency compared to the Saints 1/2. And then fourth down, we were 1 for 3. They were 1 for 1. That was the real killer, is we just could not convert third or fourth downs. Browns 70 total plays, Saints 58. 3 sacks allowed for the Browns, 1 for the Saints. And then here's another big thing. The Browns had 5 punts. The Saints only had 3 punts the whole game. Now, Browns were actually really good on their penalties. We were only 3 for 14. The Saints were 5 for 41. So a good penalty game. Only 8 isn't bad. And then, again, we just couldn't capitalize on the 2 turnovers from the Saints. 1 fumble, 1 interception. We had no turnovers. We just couldn't capitalize on it. Saints were 30 minutes, 38 seconds for time of possession, and the Browns were 29-22. So that is your stats for the game. Not bad. They were good stats. Again, that's the problem, is they were good stats, and we just couldn't get anything to work. And it sucks, but I don't really know if there's anything we can even do to fix it. And I hope there's things we can do, right? But I don't know if there is. So hopefully we can figure out something, but I don't know. Now I'm gonna do the ad break really quickly, so we will be right back. Sorry about that. I was getting my little Christmas tree. There he is. Say hi to the Christmas tree. Hi, Christmas tree. That's my little Christmas tree. I just wanted to put him in the frame because let me get him in there. There you go. Cool Christmas tree. It's really small. It's like maybe this tall. It's quite small. I mean, you can tell it's just a little guy. But Christmas tree. Cool. Sorry about that. Now on to the power rankings. Let's do the power rankings really quickly. Now, obviously, we had the loss of the Chiefs, which was really good because I don't like the Chiefs. So right now, this is USA Today. Lions 1, Bills 2, Eagles 3. What? Weird. Okay. Chiefs 4, Steelers 5, Ravens 6. That's not what we like to see. Is all of the teams in that top spot. The Steelers were really good. I hate to say that, but they were really good. Now, where is the Browns? Browns are 28, and the Cowboys are 29, which is pretty bad. And the worst team is the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the Athletic. No, this is New York. This is what the heck? This is the Athletic, but it's this NewYorkTimes.com. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Lions 1, Bills 2, Chiefs 3, Steelers 4. Oh, they have a seat temperature check. Cold, cool. Interesting. Let's see. So they have. Good Lord, I'm dying over here. They have the Browns at. Are they where? I like the actually on fire. And like the Chicago Bears sea temperature check, actually on fire. It's amazing. Dallas Cowboys, who knows? And they have the Browns at, oh man, where are they? Number 30. Seat temperature check is room. That's completely incorrect, or whatever. So yeah, we have Cleveland Browns at 30 according to the Athletic. Now on to this is giant picture of Brock Purdy. This is CBS. What the heck is going on? Well, okay, I guess I can't do CBS Sports because it's just a giant picture of Brock Purdy. We'll do NFL.com first. Ugh, I can't survive. The Lions are 1, Bills 2, Chiefs 3, Eagles 4, Vikings 5, Steelers 6, Ravens 7. They have... My goodness, there's something in there killing me. Bengals at 21, and they have the Cowboys at 25 and the Browns at 26, which is... Oh yeah, we also had 2 missed field goals for the Browns, which also sucks, and 2 turnovers on downs, but our defense just couldn't do it. And then ESPN, I will get a 5th one really quickly. ESPN, Detroit 1, Kansas State 2, Bills 3, Eagles 4, Steelers 5, and the Ravens are 7. They have the Cleveland Browns. The Cowboys are 24, and they have the Cleveland Browns at 28. So it appears to be around 30 to 26 is where the Browns appear to be sitting. I will get a 5th one in here really quickly. Let's do... I don't want to do Bleacher Report, as I don't think they have a very good one, but I guess I'll do Bleacher Report. Here we go. I don't know. I like Bleacher Report. They have the Jaguars at 32 and the Browns at 31. Is this okay? This is new. Okay, cool. And then let me just get rid of the 18 pop-up things that's making it so I have maybe a screen this big of what I can actually read. Thanks, Bleacher Report. Okay, yep, their website sucks. We're gonna just close this immediately. All right, cool. So on to my power rankings of the Cleveland Browns. I have the Browns at rank 30. We suck. I hate to say it, but we suck. We're one of the worst teams in the NFL. We just don't have any sort of semblance of quality, I guess, for lack of a better word. I left my banner up. I suck at this banner thing because I keep getting distracted. But I have your Cleveland Browns at 30. We're not 32. Hey, we're winning. We're winning. We're not 32. So we probably should be. But there's the only reason the Browns aren't 32 is because there's too many other teams that could vouch for being also 32. Hate to say it, but it's true. It's true. 32. Ooh, I'm rhyming. I'm like Eminem. I was gonna say I'm like Eminem, but I'm white. But Eminem's white, so never mind. I'm getting off track here. I have the Bills. Let me make sure. Yeah, I have the Bills at number 1, the Chiefs at number 2. I have the. Wait, I'm reading it incorrectly. I'm sorry. Bills are number 1. Lions are number 2. Chiefs are number 3. I know, weird having the Lions at number 2, but I think the Bills are better than the Lions. I only think that because I feel like Dan Campbell is going to have a poopy moment and he's going to just absolutely blow something, whether that be a fake field goal or a fake punt or some outrageous risky play that's going to lose him a game. So I have the Bills at number 1. I have the Lions at number 2. I think the Lions could be number 1. I think both teams have a perfectly reasonable vouch for number 1. I think the Lions are probably the best team in the league. Let me rephrase. The Lions are the best team in the league. I just can't trust their coach right now, which is why I have the Bills at number 1. But then Bills 1, Lions 2, Chiefs 3, Ravens at 6, and your Steelers at number 5. I hate to see how good this AFC North is being. Like I said before this whole season started, this AFC North division had a chance to have all 4 teams in the playoffs. If the Bengals could have figured their stuff out and the Browns could have not been the Browns and lost 8 or 9 games, I think we're at 8. Are we at 8? I don't honestly know. It's a lot of losses. I've lost track. If everyone would have done good, well, you could say that for every division, but everyone had the chance at the beginning of the season to be a 10 or 11 win team. And you're seeing that with the Steelers and the Ravens. Do I think the Steelers are good? Not really. Do I think the Steelers are going to lose in the wild card? Probably, but you never know. So on to my game reaction before we wrap up this podcast here. We could actually just bring it back to pain, since that's what's going to be feeling like here. It just was such a bad game, and it felt even worse than what it was, simply because the Browns played a really good offensive game. We had a lot of offensive yards. We had almost 400 yards from Jameis Winston and 2 touchdowns. We had a mediocre running game. That wasn't what we still aren't shouldn't be expecting an insane game from Nick Chubb. He still is hurt in terms of we don't want to hurt him further. It just felt like a really, really bad good game. The defense sucked. The defense was terrible. We had two takeaways, and we just could not do anything past that. We were just letting them 470 yards on offense for the Saints. We had 2 takeaways, and our offense just could not stay on the field. It was just constant third down. And then we weren't converting the third downs. It was, again, like I said, only a fifth of our third downs were actually even converted. That's a fifth of our third downs being converted is a terrible ratio. That's the ratio you see for bad teams. You just can't win a game when you're having, and we had 14 yards of penalty. We had those 2 takeaways. We had all these things, and our defense fell apart. Our offense didn't know what they were doing. It just felt like everyone was lost. And it really sucks to see that even our good games are bad. Even our good games, we end up losing, and we end up losing pretty hard, too. And that green and red light are really close. It looks bad on the camera, but I can't do anything about that. So it just was. It can't talk. It hurt a lot more if we lost 14-35, which we did, but we lost with 2 interceptions, 210 yards, and 1 touchdown from Jameis Winston. You could look at that statistic and be like, sure, makes sense, right? It sucks, dang, but we didn't perform up to a level we should have. But you look at this game and you see almost 400 yards from Jameis Winston. You see no turnovers the whole game. You see 2 touchdowns. And then you look at the score and you'd think, right? But then you look at the score and it's 35-14. The Saints had like 470 total yards. It hurt a lot more because it looked like we could have had a good game. If all we needed to do was just not let them score 21 points in the fourth quarter. And we did that. It was just a bad game. And it was like I've said 3 times now. It only hurt because we looked like we could have won that game until the fourth quarter started. And a little bit into the fourth quarter too. We were in that game until that fourth quarter, and then it just all fell apart. But that's looking like I'm going to have let me rephrase. That looks like that's going to be all I have for you guys. So I hope everyone enjoyed the podcast. I will be back on the 23rd. So Saturday the 23rd. Again, thank you all for tuning in. I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope everyone has a Merry Thanksgiving, as we're getting close. I think I'm going to have 2 more podcasts for Thanksgiving, but we'll see. But I hope everyone enjoys. Thank you all for tuning in. Go Browns. I know it sucks, but go Browns. Don't go Browns yourself so much that you become delusional, though. Be realistic. But thank you all for tuning in. I love you all, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace.